Hey friends, happy Saturday, June the 29th, day 250 of experiencing God. How have you experienced God today? So today I experienced God through deliverance and restoration. And so early this morning I was up and I was washing dishes and I was washing one of my favorite pans. It's a pan that's like a German stoneware kind of a thing and I love it. And I was washing a pan that my husband had ruined on the outside. And so about a year ago, he was cooking something in this pan and somehow he set it on a blue plastic bag from the grocery store while it was still hot. And I've not been able to clean it since. Anyway, so as I was washing this pan this morning, the Lord was talking to me about deliverance and restoration. And so, God's heart is to deliver us and also to restore us. And so a lot of times, when we have things in our life that God has delivered us from, sometimes there's still a mark. Sometimes there's still a mark. Sometimes there's still residue from the thing we were delivered from. But that's not God's heart. God's heart is not just to deliver us, but to restore us. I just want to give you two examples of that today. And I pray that if you've been delivered from something, but maybe not fully restored, it will encourage you. And so one example of a worldly example that I know is of a guy. His name is Eric Goyen. I think it's how you say his name. He is a pastor in Tampa. And so this guy, before he came to the Lord, he was involved in a lot of things and he ended up with HIV, AIDS, and the Lord delivered him from what he was doing. And he also restored him, meaning without medical help, before it was possible to cure those things, God restored his body back to where there's no longer levels of HIV or AIDS, any trace of that in his blood. So one, God delivered him and God also restored him. And so I was thinking of that this morning. I was also thinking of the Bible example of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and how, they were in the fiery furnace and God delivered them out of it, but he also restored them because they didn't even smell like the smoke. That's what it says in Daniel 3, I think it is, Daniel 3. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire. Then the high officers, officials, governors, and advisors crowded around them and saw that the fire had not touched them. Not a hair on their heads was singed. Their clothing was not scorched. They didn't even smell like the smoke. So listen, if God has delivered you from something, and you still maybe have that smell of the smoke, or maybe there's a physical ailment that is a result of something, you've been delivered from. Whatever that is, maybe it was an eating disorder, maybe it was alcohol, maybe it was drugs, maybe it was, I don't know. But if you still have some kind of physical side effect from something God has delivered you from, he wants full restoration for you. Full restoration. That's God's heart. His heart is, that's why he sent Jesus, to restore the world, to restore us back to him. And so, maybe you've not been delivered or even restored. Deliverance is for you and so is restoration. But maybe you've been delivered and you don't have the full restoration. The full restoration is yours as a child of God. So if you love God, if you've given your heart to him, if he's delivered you, make sure you get the full restoration. He doesn't want you, delivered and living like this pan with the residue. You can be fully free and delivered of any physical effects of the thing that God delivered you from. I pray that touches someone today. I pray that encourages you to go get the full thing. I wish he would restore my pan all the way. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great Saturday.